Welcome back to another amazing episode of the Cinema Club, and today we have an absolutely amazing guest for you guys. And today we're going to be talking to Menzi Mzimela, who's the director of Kites, the movie that we're going to be reviewing later on in the episode. Menzi, how are you?
What's up, man? Thank you for having me. Thank you. Is it here? Where am I? Is it here? Yeah.
You got it.
Thanks for having me, bro.
No, man. Thank you for coming through. So we had a couple of questions that we wanted to ask you.
For sure.
The team obviously watched Kites. It was an absolutely amazing film. We loved it. It definitely pulled on heartstrings. There was a lot about it that was very relatable.
Thanks,
and we just wanted to find out what sort of inspired the film. So I think the first question is, for anybody who hasn't seen Kites, how would you describe Kites?
I'll describe Kites as like a roller coaster, a coming of age journey that happens in the span of like 16 hours. It's like a crash course coming of age. And it's just a story about friendship, honestly. It's a story about friends going on a journey together and learning things about life and about themselves and about what they want from this journey. Yeah.
Nah, that's dope. I really liked it. What would you say inspired the sort of characters that came about in Kites? Because it looked like there was such great synergy when all of them had all these different arcs, but somehow it all melted into each other.
Yeah, so I used to be a vlogger, you know. I used to vlog with my friends. So I used to have a vlog on YouTube called Broke Niggas. And I used to just follow my friends around, and we'd go through Brum on missions, and I'd just shoot their personalities, and I'd be like, okay, cool, then I'd edit it. So I shot about like 50 episodes of that. And then afterwards, during lockdown, I wrote the movie, and then I was referencing their characters.
Oh,
so all of them are characters from my friend group. Like the character of Lynx, my friend is Tube. His nickname is Lynx.
Oh, okay.
I have a friend called Vusi who acts exactly like Vusi. You know, so I'm busy referencing these guys. You know, so it was easy to characterize because I'm pulling from people I know. Yeah. And then obviously you exaggerate them for cinema. You know, and then when you were writing, we gave them like almost like character themes. So like Vusi, so that they can obviously clash because they can't all be similar people. Yeah. So like Vusi was chaos, Marcus was like awkward, Sihle was conflict, and Lynx was selfish. So every time we were writing dialogue, we had to like make sure that they're following those themes. You know, Sihle is the conflicted one. Lynx is the selfish one. You know, I have to get to my gigs. I don't care about anything. Vusi is the chaos, cracking jokes. This is stupid. And then Neo is awkward. You know? He's new to the gang, so he's the awkward guy. He's like, what's this? Who's this? What are we doing? He's trying to figure out how to gel with them. You know, throughout the film.
I think throughout the film we also get sprinkles of the chemistry of Sihle and Buhle. What sort of inspired that arc in the film?
For me, it's just I wanted to tell a love story, but I also wanted to tell it from a perspective of a guy in his early 20s, you know, who likes somebody but feels like they might not be ready to be with them because it's something we all experience. Like when you're between the ages of 20 and 25 as a guy, girls between those same ages have a higher expectation, also just have a higher bracket of who they can date. Like if I'm a 24-year-old guy, I'm dating girls between 21 and 23, but a 24-year-old girl can date guys between 24 and 30. So it's obviously like this insecurity of like, I want this girl, but I don't have the things that other guy has, you know, the thing that Patrick has, you know, because Patrick is the rich guy, you know. So,
and big.
So I was playing on those insecurities of liking somebody, but knowing that I might not be able to be the best version of myself for this person because they've experienced better versions of other guys, you know. And then obviously just make it a love story. Because I think a love story is always a good thing, and it's relatable. You know, I'm sure someone can watch Sihle and go, "Ish, I know the situation." You know, like I had my Buhle as well, where we were on and off, you know, because of whatever circumstances.
Makes sense
for sure.
Then I was reading somewhere, I think it was on the IMDb page. I think there was something about like you guys had to shoot in around 6 days. And, you know, I think it's obviously common a little bit in South African productions where there's like that time crunch. How do you guys feel about that? What were the challenges that came up because of that?
So the biggest challenge is obviously budget. You know, we shoot the less money, the less days. If you want to shoot more days, it costs more money. Because everyone charges per day. Everybody. So if it's like if you and then the executive producer of the movie Juve, he always says that it's like if you're gonna stretch your film, that's fine, but you're going to lose quality. But if you can crunch a film, you can retain quality, but you'll be under pressure. So you must pick your poison, and obviously we want quality. So we could have shot the movie in 2 weeks, but there was going to be a quality issue because then the affordability, we're going to get people that might not be able to pull off things we'd like to achieve in the movie. But if we crunch it into 6 days, we can get some high level people for that short span of time, but it's just going to be a bit of pressure. And that's exactly that was the problem solving.
What was the pre-production like? So now okay, guys, I think we're gonna go for 6 days.
For sure.
What was the pre-production in terms of, things like scheduling, figuring out things like weather? Obviously there are certain instances where you can't avoid it, but you still have to shoot anyway.
So for me, pre-production, because I'm a first-time director, and the most important lesson I learned is that if you want a good movie, you have to be like intense about pre-production. It's where you actually win the battle. So my treatment was like super insane. Like I just wanted to ensure that no one was confused after reading the treatment. So it started with having a detailed treatment. And then everyone just clicked when they read the treatment, because it was like 90 pages, so each scene was being broken down, like, these are the lighting, here's the song, here's the shots, here's what's happening. Every single scene was
essentially you wrote out the whole film.
I pre-visualized it on paper so that no one gets confused. I even had images so that that sped up the process, because when everybody walked on set, they knew exactly what needed. There was no confusion. It's like, here's the treatment, here are the colors, here's the bit, okay, let's and then here are the angles, and then that made it the process. It sped up the process. It also made people more excited, because every time every department got a treatment, they're like, oh, okay, cool, this is cool,
For sure.
So they invested in it a little bit. And then another thing I learned is that logistics are what kill movies. So the more locations, the harder it is to achieve.
Also, you underestimate it, because it's like, it's first just locations, and then you're like, wait, okay, the cameras, the gear, this has to move, the lighting, the grips, this, then this actress, then this character.
100%. So I had suggested we shoot at Carfax, because Carfax is like a little mini movie studio. It's got a road that no one occupies. There's no traffic. It's got a beautiful background. It's got a beautiful background with graffiti. It's got a club inside, and then we basically split that club into 3 locations. So the
part of the last scene was a different part
of the same venue, but we just shape-shifted venues through lighting. So for example, the scene where they don't get let into the club by the bouncers, it's the same venue, but it's just a certain corner of that venue, but we're treating it like another club that you can't get into. The outside area where they were chilling and smoking while they're doing their first gig, that's just outside the actual Soundset venue, but it's like a different location. So it's just shape-shifting location, so that now logistics, we're all shooting in one place. We're not driving 10 minutes out or 15 minutes out. So to reset scenes was easier, because we're all just in one place. Similar to the scenes in the apartments, it's the same building, Cali's scene, and it's one building. We just different setups, different production designs. It's just these little tricks that you play, because at the end of the day, the frame is the frame. The audience doesn't know
what else.
They know nothing,
like 3 walls for all
exactly. So just keep changing the production design in the same place. The audience is seeing a different world every time. And then logistics now are good. Now we're fine with that. So we just kept everything close so that we can keep resetting faster and get the things we want quicker.
Okay. So with obviously having to move really quickly, what were some of the measures that you guys had in place? So from the cine perspective, how are you guys rigging it up? I know like things like grips do take a little bit of time. What was the provision for that?
So because of my vlogging, I was like very big on handheld, like swing camera. Like now, no pressure slide it down. Just swing, shoot. When the guy talks, swing to him. There was a lot of that going on, and the synergy between the DOP Gavin Sturley and his first camera operator Bonang was just insane. It's like they were reading each other's minds. So because we were doing a 2-camera setup, maybe Gavin would go wide and then Bonang would go close, but Bonang would swing. So when this guy talks, just swing, and then there'll be one camera that just captures steady. And then for the second take, switch the camera angle. Yeah. Now take it from here and here. So we're just every time. Okay. So doing the same take, but we're changing camera angles. And then when you're editing it and when you're looking at it, it looks like you've got all these
a lot to choose
all this
from,
coverage.
But it's just one card roll.
Just tricks. Like, one take, two take, okay, switch. One take, two take, switch. Sure. And then all of a sudden you've got 8 shots in one scene. You've covered 8 shots, so we're doing a lot of that, and like Gavin is almost like a MacGyver. He's like a mercenary, he's not precious,
Let's go.
Everything is like, yo, rig it up, put it in here, what are we doing? So you'd stand on the car, he'd be like, yo, sometimes I'd be like, I know the scene, but I don't know the camera angle, because there's a lot of scenes in the movie where you're in a car, guys in a car, so it gets a bit monotonous. So by the time they were in the car for the 3rd time, I'm like, yo, Gavin, we can't use the same angles. It's gonna feel monotonous. I need some. Can you give me something
switch
weird?
It up a bit,
And he'd be like, that's how you got the sunroof shot in the hospital. He was like, yeah, fuck it, let me just jump on the car. And then I said, yo, can you just shoot reflecting the mirrors while they're fighting in the back? He's like, fuck, we can do that, And he was just very open to like these ridiculous ideas, So I'm like,
And then with the lighting, I think that really stood out as well was how intentional it was. So even with that whole, as you mentioned, the mercenary switching rigmarole and all of that, how was it, because I think one of the biggest things on set is obviously things like shadows and still keeping the same aesthetic in all these different angles at the same time. Did you guys actually put lights on C-stands, or you have like a running gun thing, or you have like some people holding them?
He had a team, man, and they were definitely putting stuff on C-stands, like screwing things in just to create that extra thing, because because I was directing for the first time, I didn't realize that night shoots are not easy. Like for anyone, even in Hollywood, it's just a difficult thing to shoot at night because it requires skilled people to light up scenes, so that for me was something I took for granted until I started shooting. But luckily, again, Gavin and his team, they just knew how to light stuff. Like it's all about just they would look at the frame and it was okay, and he just, for me, it was very scientific watching him, because he was making decisions that I didn't
off the fly.
I didn't understand, but he just knew how to light. He's got
the vision.
He's got this crazy understanding of light. He just knows he just knows what look he's gonna get with the decisions he hasn't made yet. So he'd say, put this, put that, and I'd be like, hey dog, what the hell is this guy? I don't know what this guy's saying. And then as soon as I see the monitor, I'm like, yo, thank God, this guy's really helping me right now.
I didn't know what I was gonna add to that.
He just understood, man, how to just light something, and also without he wasn't thinking. It's almost like so instinctive. It was just like he just knew, like, okay, I know exactly what to do here. And that's what it felt like watching him light.
Nah, that's dope. So you mentioned that you're a first-time director. What was it like pitching the show? You know what I mean? You said you started writing it around COVID time,
for sure,
lockdown, and I think bridging into like mainstream media or broadcast and stuff like that, it's still like this crazy magic trick that everybody's still trying to figure out here and there and all this stuff. So what was it like going through the process of developing it to be like a really strong pitch and eventually it now being actually here?
So it was basically an initiative, like it was an initiative, and me at that time I'd essentially just given up on becoming a movie maker. I was just like, I guess it didn't work out. And I had a job. I was working
9 to 5. You're like, listen, rent is due.
I tried to be a filmmaker for 10 years. I failed, no problem. Like I took the L, But I had written the script during lockdown. So one of my mentors, Hosanna, he's like, yo, MultiChoice is doing like an initiative. They're taking scripts. Are you down for that? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And at that point, I've been applying for like funding and movies for years. So to me, it's like, submit it. I'm not gonna get it anyway.
But
why not? But in my head, I'm not optimistic. I'm like, whatever, just submit. He submits it, and it clicks. They're like, yo, man, you have to do like a video and a script. And then they're like, bro, you've got a pitch. They want to get to know you. They like your script. So I'm like, all right, cool. But even then, I'm not even convinced. And then I do the meeting with them, and they just so like blown away by the script. But in my head, I'm like, I've never had anyone react like this to my work. So I'm just like, whatever.
What is happening?
Like, whatever, bro. Like I'm not. It's not clicking that they're feeling the idea. And then the meeting ends. I'm like, oh, that was nice. Anyway, it's not clicking that they want this movie.
Sure.
Then I get a second meeting, and that's when it starts to click. Like there's more people in the meeting. There's more seniors.
Oh, this is actually coming together.
Bro, what the hell is going on here, bro? Like, you know.
I think that actually really does speak to the overall theme of the film itself. I think that journey, you kind of get a sense of that in the film. If you haven't watched it, make it a point to watch it now. But I think just to wrap up, how obviously having done that for like going through the whole journey for about 10 years, damn near throwing in the towel and everything, and now seeing where Kite is and seeing its reception as well, how would you want Kite to be remembered, or was the one thing that you wanted to leave with the audience? Because I think it's a film that really resonates with a lot of people. I think it speaks to a lot of experiences of people in their 20s and just figuring it out and things happening to you and figuring it out from there. So
for sure.
How would you want to be remembered?
I think for me, I want it to be remembered as a movie that shows you that, like, dreaming or pursuing your dreams is like a messy process. You know, it's not wrapped in a ribbon. And also, just another important thing I realized in my life that I put in the film is that when you're chasing things, you're always looking for external people to validate that. Oh, I know this guy who can do this for me. I know a guy who can help me. And then you just realize that actually my friends can do all of these things that I'm expecting from other people.
For sure.
You know, I need this guy to manage me so I can be famous. But it's like, but you've got a homie who's had your back from day one.
Yeah.
Maybe he's the guy. Maybe he's the guy that can make you famous. You know, we're always looking outside of ourselves because we're so familiar with people that are in our lives, when the answer to everything we want is like our friends, our family that we already have right now. You don't have to get some big time guy to make you pop. Your friend, you and your friend can go big time if you work hard enough at it. So it was this idea that everything you want is very much internal. If you just realize it quickly enough.
Nah, man, thank you for your time. It was absolutely amazing.
Thanks for having me, bro.
You blessed us with an amazing film. Guys, again, if you haven't watched Kites, make it a point to watch it. It's still on Showmax currently. Absolutely 10 out of 10, and we'll give you a review in a minute.
I pull a card and offer.